market. We bring in U.S. Representative Marsha Blackburn, who is a Republican from Tennessee. All right, he said that it was constructive and respectful, certainly. Will we get an answer here by the end of the year?
We certainly are hoping we're going to get an answer, and I can tell you the American people do. The uncertainty on taxation and regulation is just so crippling to our economy. You all hear this from your guest every single day. And what we want to make certain is that there is not a single American who sees a tax increase on January 1 of 2011.
Well, and, you know, estimates vary as to how much the government hopes to get from this new tax on the highest level, anywhere from 31 to 50 billion if you tax the millionaires. But the question is, in whose hands would that, say, $50 million do more good for the American economy? In the hands of the private sector, who's either going to spend it or invest it, or in the hands of government?
Well, and we know the answer to that is in the private sector, because most of the people who are going to see this increase in taxes are our small business owners. They're organized as sub-S corporations. I had one in my office today, David, that said, look, if these rates go up, our stakeholders, they're going to be paying $400,000 a year more in taxes. That's going to cost us 8 jobs. So those are the real world implications of this. And we know that when you raise those taxes, you're going to see less jobs growth. You're going to see impeding the ability of these innovators to move forward and be productive in the new year. And they continue to tell us, do not let this happen.
Congresswoman, we just had Senator Judd Gregg, a Republican, of course, whom you know, from the Senate side, come on, and he is, of course, endorsing the deficit reduction plan, which includes some hikes, such as a 15-cent hike in the gasoline tax, along with a higher rate for capital gains taxes. If that plan were to be voted upon and brought to the Congress floor, would you say yes to it?
I would not say yes to anything that is higher taxes because, Liz, the first thing we've got to do is look at the spending side of the equation. And what we know is that has to be gotten under control. Look, we are a Congress that right now doesn't even have a budget. We're doing a continuing resolution. What the American people continue to say is you have to get the growth of government, you have to get the spending levels back under control. That is item number one.
Congresswoman, the co-chairs of the Debt Commission, Erskine Bowles, as we know, and Alan Simpson, issuing their report today. Our own Neil Cavuto spoke with them just a little while ago. Take a listen, then I want to get your response.
And a lot of people do feel entitled, and it's been built into our system. I mean, they're the ones who are going to have a rude awakening, are they not? I guess regardless of whether they're Democrat or Republican, right?
All I can tell you is this nation has made promises that we can't keep. We have overpromised. We either have to bring our spending back in line. Hopefully we can grow the economy. We have to bring in more revenues. We proposed a plan that's balanced that does that. But if we don't face up to this now, I can tell you the markets are going to take this country, and it's going to be severe, and it's going to be decisive, and it's going to be quick.
All right. Well, Congresswoman Blackburn, I see that you're joined by Loretta Sanchez, your Democratic counterpart, so I want to put the same question to her that Liz put to you. Congresswoman Sanchez, would you vote for the Debt Commission's report as you've seen it?
Well, we haven't gone through all of it, but let me tell you, I do believe that we need to work on some of those entitlements, and we also need to work on some of those taxes. We need to bring revenue in. We need to bring down spending. We need to bring revenue up. You can't do it just one way or the other.
But are you for, as the Debt Commission says, lowering the number of tax rates that we have and lowering the tax rate down while eliminating deductions?
Well, again, I'd have to see all of it in detail, and I haven't had the opportunity to do that, but I'm certainly open to taking a look at it, and I think of many people here in the Congress. I'm probably going to be one of those votes where I'm going to say we need to increase some taxes here, we need to eliminate some of these deductions, we need to cut down some of this spending, we need to hold on to some of this. There are many places that we can cut, and we have to, but we also have to realize that we have to have revenue coming in order for us to not only pay down the debt we have, but continue some of the spending that is necessary at the federal level.
Because before you just ran up and showed up, Representative Blackburn was saying that she wouldn't vote for it because there are some tax hikes in it. Yet I would say to you, Representative Blackburn, at some point, Do we not need to see compromise on both sides? And when you have Erskine Bowles and Alan Simpson, Judd Gregg, and even a businessman like David Cody of Honeywell saying, yes, let's just go, we're not happy with all of it, but we've got to do something, isn't that the one thing we need to do, is say yes?
Liz, you're right on the fact that whether it is Simpson Bowles or Rivlin Domenici or Rivlin Ryan, what we're going to have to do is put all of this on the table and have a very serious, thoughtful discussion. That's exactly right. Now, I hold to the premise that you begin that discussion by agreeing government is too big. And as Simpson Bowles said, you have to attack the spending, and you've got to do that first. Let's do that. Let's see where that gets us. Let's see where reining in this growth gets, and then let's look at some of those provisions like Rivlin Ryan, where it addresses entitlements and long-term spending and make certain that we're going to be fair to those that have had this money. Federal governments had the first right of refusal.
We have literally
coming
run
out
out
of
of
their
time, but I
paycheck
want
for
to
years.
give Representative Sanchez the last word because we had Blackburn give the first word. Representative Sanchez, doesn't the last election tell you that people want a smaller government, not more taxes?
That's right.
I believe what it says is that they want us to get this debt problem under control. One of the ways we have to do it is we have to get revenue. You cannot do it just by eliminating spending at the federal